So are you struggling to get your business to rank #1 on Google Maps? You're not alone. We've all been there. But in this video, I'm going to show you a real case study that we just went through, where we went from nowhere to be found all the way to #1 in a wide range variety in less than 30 days. And I say less because I actually had to record this before the 30-day mark, but let's talk about it, all right? Hey, welcome to the Local SEO Unlocked show. My name is Christian Hustle. For the last 12 years, I've been working with local businesses from franchises, multi-locations to one location mom and pop shops, and I've helped them be found online and drive customers to the door. Now, the experiment that I bring to you is actually pretty exciting. So recently we opened our third nail salon, which is a story for a different video. I'll tell you all about that. But this is a brand new location. Obviously, it wasn't ranking at all, right? Obviously, brand new location, no SEO done. This was it. This was the experiment of the year, to be able to experiment each ranking factor individually, one by one, and see what it does. So the results were shocking because we only started this on September 5th, 2024. And the only tactic that we did to rank #1 was local listings. Now, local listings has always been around. It's always been a local SEO tactic and ranking factor. It's a survey, right? So it depends on what SEOs talk about. But every year, local listings keep dropping in their ranking of importance. And in my mind, it makes no sense, because to me, local listings are just as important today as it was 12 years ago. When I discovered SEO by accident, all I did was local listings. Like literally, I built a very basic cupcake website just to sell them on the side, the little hustle. And all I did was just went out there, claimed 50 local directories like, you know, the BBB, Yelp, and Yellow Pages and White Pages, and every single directory I could. And within a few weeks, I was ranking #1, right? Like, back in the day, it was easy. Today is much more complex, but local listings continues to be a very, very important local ranking factors. According to my experience, to what we see with our clients, it has not dropped. So that's why this experiment is so cool, because finally I get to prove it. I get to show you that that was the only thing we did, and we get to show you the results. So let's jump into the first one, because I actually have 2 case studies for you today that I want to show you, that I want to bring to your attention. I am hoping that you are taking care of your local listings. Again, local listings can be any type of directory out there that allows you to import your information, and that people may use it to search and to navigate and to look out for reviews. Google Business Profile being #1, the most popular one, but there's a lot of other ones, right? This experiment that we're showing you today, we actually only did 50, powered by a listings management software that I'm going to talk about. But on an ongoing basis for our clients, we're shooting for anywhere between 100 to 200 listings per location if you want to achieve this boost in rankings, because obviously it's going to depend on competition as always. But this experiment was just to prove how important local listings are in your local SEO strategy. So with that, let's jump into my computer. Let me show you how this went and what exactly happened here. All right, so we're in the dashboard of this location, and we're going to be looking at a report called Local Search Grid, which basically is just a grid on the map that shows us the number of ranking, or where we rank for specific keywords across the map. Now, for starters, this map is centered around your business or your location, and then from there spreads out, right? In a radius, you can control the radius, so you can do 1 mile, you can do 5 miles. Now, depending on the competition of your business category, right? So if you are a gas station and there's a bunch of gas stations around you, you're not going to be able to rank very far out, just because there's a lot of competitors. Now, when you're a pharmaceutical manufacturer and there's no other manufacturer in 10 miles around, you're probably going to rank those 9 miles until you hit a competitor. So that's how this map grid goes out there, gets report, pings Google from different spots, and then it gives us the ranking on that location. Now, because it's centered around your location, we want to see that #1 at your address, right? Because hopefully if everything is done correctly and competitors are not cheating the system, you should be able to see that ranking #1 spot at the middle of the map. Now from there, it expands out And it's normal to see orange is probably going to be so-so, right? Like you're definitely under the top 5. You're between 5 and 10 or 5 and 9. So you're getting there, but you're not visible. And then the red circles on the map are going to mean that you're ranking 10 plus. 10 plus means page 2. It means it's going to be very hard for people to find you because they're going to have to scroll a lot. So what we want to see is more green circles, right? We want to see more top 3 rankings. We want to see, ideally, you want to see everything number 1. But realistically, obviously, it depends on the industry, the competition, how much your competitors are investing into SEO. But that's what this experiment gets cool, because after I rank this benchmark report, which is basically capturing where we begin, on September 5th, we turn on our listings management solution software for this location. And I will show it to you. I'll talk to you a little bit about it. I've been using it, been a customer for many years, actually have a contract with them to create content and yada yada. So once we turn it on, I check it. We turn it on September 5th. I check it 24 hours later, September 6th. And the shocking part was we started noticing things already. So we saw a 1.2 increase in the average map rank. So remember, this was 8.1, I believe. Now we're at 7.3. We started seeing a few more. First, we started seeing less red. That means less rankings on page 2 over ranking number 10. More orange, a few more oranges, which is good because that means they're moving positively. They're moving up according to where we want to be to the top. And we saw a couple more green dots on the map. Actually, I think there's about 3 that immediately went into the top 3. So they're green circles up from orange. Now, this was 24 hours. I had no expectations. This was actually pretty surprising already. That was a big win, no matter what. So I let it go. 3 days later, September 9, click on this date, and I'm going to scroll down. So on this date, we started seeing gain more green dots on the map. Now we're seeing 11 actually compared to, if we go back to the original date, we had 6 green circles on the map, meaning we had 6 spots that we were ranking in the top 3. Now, September 9, that's just 4 days after we started the experiment, after we started local listings campaign, we have 11 already. That is a big jump. That is not what I expected. I was expecting it to be from 0 to 30 days. And by the 30th day mark, we should start seeing some movement. This was in a matter of 24 hours, 4 days. And it started to get me excited. It's like, oh, we might have a video here. We might have some content to talk about. Now, we go on to September 10. I actually did it twice. We're going to go to this one. September 10 was a little bit of fluctuation. We saw some drops on the southern of the map. We saw some gains at the top. It's totally normal, right? Like SEO is like the stock market. I mean, it has to drop a little bit in order to continue increasing. So nothing concerning there. We kept going, right? And again, I'm showing you this map around one keyword. We are tracking multiples. We are tracking things like nail salon near me, manicures and pedicures. They all reacted very differently. Some extremely performed number 1, like keywords like manicures and pedicures. For some reason, they're a great keyword for nail salons to optimize for. They're very easy, which is why I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing more on the nail salon or nail salon near me. So let's move out another date, right? So next report is from September 12. We are now at 9 green circles, and you can see it here. Continues to move around, continues to shift. The important thing is we want to see progress, right? We don't want to see staggering. We don't want to see just the same rankings on every single report, because that means it's not working. But we are seeing that Google's trying to rank us and figure out where do we deserve to be. Now, September 16, so this is 11 days after we turned on local listing software, we shifted up or jumped up to 14 spots or 14 grid points in green. So that means we now have 14 spots in the map in the 3-5 mile radius around the salon where we are number in the top 3 ranking. Now that's obviously very exciting because this is a brand new salon that people have never heard of, and we want to expand as far as we can. It is a very competitive vertical. There's tons of nail salons. So even on the other 2 nail salons, we as local SEO is very limited, right? Because there's so many. But in this case, is a great way to really drive visibility, drive new customers into the door that may not be familiar with the salon. Obviously, it's a brand new one, right? So nobody's really familiar. And so if they're looking for something, maybe we are more convenient, maybe we're closer to them, maybe they like our photography. This salon's beautiful, super luxurious, so maybe they like that, right? So back to the experiment, September 16, we are up to 14 grid points in green, average map rank 4.8. So we continue to improve the map rank. And when you look at it, it's looking beautiful. Almost no red, a few half are orange and the other half are green. So that's a great way to just in 11 days, the only thing we did local listings is surprising. It's very, very surprising. Now we're gonna keep going to September 30. I let actually 2 weeks go by to see if there was anything major happening. So on September 30th, we had a slight drop again down to 11 grid points on the map. But the surprising thing is 0 reds. So that means we are no longer on page 2 for this keyword in anywhere around the map grid that we're tracking. It's all orange or green. So that is a fantastic win as well for, we said 3 weeks in, right? So the last report I ran was a few days ago on October 1st. Now, this gives us a good understanding that probably for the first 2 weeks, we saw a lot of jumps, a lot of positive impact. And then it kind of slowed down after that, right? We saw some fluctuation. We saw some things slowing down. So I would say that I think we reached the benefit of the listings at this point without doing anything else, because again, we didn't even fully optimize the listings. I'll show you that in a second. It was just basically just get them out there. So super basic tactic. And it just tremendous win, right? It was a great impact. Now this is going to be a very cool experiment as we continue going, because now we can control the other ranking factors. We can start optimizing Google Business Profile. We can create more citations. And the goal is for this series to really go one by one so that we can see and monitor the impact, right? Now, this is obviously going to be a great win. I'll call it a win because it was very fast. I mean, it's hard to see impact that is going to sustain an SEO for a long time happen so quickly, because obviously SEO takes time. A local SEO, there are some ranking factors that move a little bit faster, but this was just surprising. I mean, we started seeing wins within 24 hours. Now, before I show you the platform, I said maybe this was just a one-time instance. Maybe this doesn't happen all the time, right? It was just, we were just lucky. So there's a good friend of mine from a Jeep club here in town, and she does marketing for a brewing company. So we were just casually talking about the brewing company, and I said, hey, let me run a local SEO visibility report, which by the way, you can run your own. I'm gonna drop a link in the description box. You just enter the business name and it's gonna run the exact same report that I'm looking at. Anywho, we were just talking about it, right? And so we look at it, and there's supposedly a SEO agency working with them on SEO. However, they are not ranking number 1. They're ranking number 2, number 3 across the board. So this report was in September 18. It was also aligned with the whole, can we move the needle with listings without touching anything else? So this is what the map looked like for this specific brewery. Basically, almost everything is top 3. Everything is green dots. Now, competition is very low. So there is no reason why they are number 2 and number 3. And not a single dot is number 1. Now that's alarming, because at the beginning of the video I said the map is centered around your location, so your location should rank number 1, right? That even if that's the only number 1 on the map, it should be number 1. Otherwise, there's something going on. There's something, in my experience, is if your competitor is beating you in ranking at your address, you're doing something wrong, or there's an opportunity for improvement. So in this case, there's not a lot of breweries in town. It's a small town. I mean, it's like 300,000 people in this town, and they're ranking okay across the board. Like, it's a wide range because there's not a lot of competitors, but they're ranking 2 and 3. So I said, hey, would you be interested in running this experiment for me for a future video that I'm recording, right? Because I knew this, I was planning on making this video about the nail salon, and then this came on my lap. So this was September 18. I let it go 2 weeks. Same thing, right? We did a very similar exercise with listings, except this time we did it manually. So I want to make sure that it wasn't just the software. So we did the exact same thing. We turned on those listings right after we ran the benchmark report that I just showed you on September 18. I let it go for 2 weeks. So run it again on October 1st. And what do you guess happened? It was incredible surprise because almost everything on the map became a number 1. So it was shocking, right? It was like, it's the only thing that changed. And yes, I mean, there's an orange over there by, almost leaving city limits, but almost everything on the map now is number 1. Again, we go back to the same thing. Nothing else changed. They are getting a local SEO service with a different provider. I don't know who's running their campaign. It's not us, but it was just surprising that they were ranking number 2 and number 3. Now, all we did was, hey, why don't we turn on local listings for you and see what it does, right? And it was just shocking, right? It was like everything turned in 2 weeks, turned number 1. So this was a very different experiment because this brewery has been open for years. There's competitors, not that many as a nail salon, but they have been in business for many, many years. So it was a little bit different, yet local listings still kick butt. So that is really what I want to, the takeaway of this video. Now, I'm going to show you the local listings real quick. This is basically what we did. We are using the overall platform, a great platform. I've used it for years at multiple agencies, and I create a lot of content for overall as well. So you may think that I'm biased, but I'm actually not, because I was a customer before I even started working with them. But anyway, this platform is super easy, right? Like all we did was enter the basic information business category, kind of like all the information you entered on Google Business Profile, except you have more fields to optimize. We didn't go all out, so this video is not really how to optimize your listings. This video was just to show you the results after you start working on your listings. So next step is we go into creating more manual listings. We probably optimize the overall listing as well, which, by the way, the overall listings basically sends data to all these directories at the same time. So it makes it very, very easy, and that's why we like it. But obviously this experiment is very exciting because I'm very curious to see what's going to happen when we start really optimizing other factors, right? So think about adding photos to your business profile, to your listings. Think about starting working on getting reviews. Consistent reviews is a great ranking factor as well. We also want to start tackling adding services. So adding services is a fantastic tactic for local SEO to rank on Google Maps. So you want to add those both on your website, but also on the Google Business Profile, also on your listings. Whatever you may be doing is going to help you tremendously to rank for those additional services. That's kind of where the manicures and pedicures keywords in this example come in. They are just a long-hanging fruit, less competition, but they perform really well. And overall, we just want to fully optimize Google Business Profile. We want to fully optimize the website and then see where we go, right? This was a great way to start that journey. It was a great impact on both the nail salon and the brewing company to really get us there, right? In the case of the brewing company, they've been around for much longer. Website is optimized, right? They have several other tactics. So I feel like local listing just was the last drop for them to become number 1 really, really quickly. And this was just a quick conversation I was having with them. The nail salon, obviously brand new, it's a month-old business, and we're already seeing tremendous wins just with the one ranking factor. So with that is the ongoing results. I see this nail salon really killing it, outperforming. I have great ideas and experiments that I want to try. So if you don't want to miss on those experiments and what happens and how do you get there, I'm going to really show you step by step how we do it. But you're going to smash the subscribe button because otherwise you're going to miss the videos when they drop. But if you made it this far into the video, again, I'm going to drop a link in the description box. If you want to run your own local audit, is going to give you everything from your link analysis all the way to where you're ranking locally for the specific keywords that a customer may be searching for you, so that you can start following this series, follow these videos to the T, and you're going to start ranking in no time. I mean, you're going to really crush it. You're going to be able to compete in the market. If you're struggling, maybe drive people eyeballs to your location and especially foot traffic into your store. So with that, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a like. It helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Pleasure having you here. Thank you so much for watching. Keep hustling.